right, let us go to another 2.5-point spread, and this one's fascinating here. Texas A&M at LSU. Texas A&M is a 2.5-point favorite on the road. This is a very intriguing game because Brian Kelly has only lost once as LSU's head coach in a night game at Tiger Stadium. That one loss was last year to Alabama in a game that LSU had to win to stay alive in the college football playoff. The reason they couldn't beat Alabama is they could not contain Jalen Milroe, the very mobile Alabama quarterback. This came after Texas A&M benched Connor Wegman at halftime of a game that LSU was dominating, put in Marcel Reed, and suddenly Texas A&M went on to win. Ari, this feels like the exact circumstances of the Alabama game last year. Why should I believe LSU is going to perform any differently?
Go get them, Ags! You want me to talk you out of it? Give me Texas A&M. I want to make sure that I go on record first.
Okay, you go on record with Texas A&M. And tell me why.
Because I can't find an identifiable thing that I feel really good about LSU outside of where they're playing the game and when it's being played. I don't pick games based on location and circumstance.
I'm with you there. And I think the LSU fans were on this before everybody else was because they were on this before LSU lost to Ole Miss. And their concerns were LSU doesn't run the ball very well. Their concerns were it doesn't look like Garrett Nussmeier is completely healthy. All of these things. They've all come home to roost. Plus, against Diego Pavia, a mobile quarterback, you saw that LSU defense, which has been pretty good this year. You saw it have some issues. And this was a problem last year with Blake Baker's defense, but the difference is the personnel is better this year. But I go back to that game last year. Can we pinpoint that A&M LSU game last year as the moment it started to turn on Brian Kelly?
Yes.
I think so too.
That was a disaster. Yeah. I thought they had a pretty productive offseason. They got better in some areas that they needed to get better at. I thought that there was a reason to believe walking off the field at the other Death Valley at the beginning of the year. I thought, okay, LSU's, the real deal this year, with the context of, thinking that Clemson was very good. But every single week, what game have they won this year that looked good? I mean, have they looked even in
the
their
Florida game? They had 5 interceptions, and that's why they won. But the offense didn't give you any confidence.
Do you know how bad it is to win a game by 10 when you pick the other quarterback off 5 times?
Right, and one of those picks was a touchdown. By the way, you scored a touchdown on one of the picks.
They only scored 19 points on Ole Miss. That was a loss. The
South Carolina game, especially given what Oklahoma just did to South Carolina, does not give you a lot of confidence.
Do they get to 20 points in this game?
I think it's gonna be hard. And Texas A&M's defense is probably better than any defense they've seen so far. Maybe that Florida's that night might have been about the same. So what did they score against? What did LSU's offense score against Florida's defense? 13 points?
13, yeah.
They're not winning this game if they score 13 points.
No, I'm going to take Texas A&M. Now, let me ask you just before we hear your pick. Do you think A&M is legitimately a top 3 team in the country?
I don't know if they're a top 3 team in the country, but I know they are a very good team. I think they're one of the best teams in the SEC. I am starting to not believe that there is anything supernatural blocking them from being successful. And I don't know if it's Mike Elko who took that away or Marcel Reed who took that away or finding a couple good receivers in the portal or just being really good across the board on defense. But it might be that they've just constructed a very sound team that is well coached. And those teams tend to perform well.
Interesting. Relentlessly functional. Relentlessly
functional is the best. I love that. I love that description. And it's interesting because Marcel Reed, when you saw him come in last year in the Florida game, you're like, okay, they got something with this guy, but can he throw the ball? It feels like he's a little bit limited throwing the ball, and it felt that way when they put him back in the LSU game. But then when you see him after an offseason where they've built the whole offense around him, Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator, there's a reason why we keep mentioning his name in these head coaching searches. He seems very smart. What he's done with that offense, what he's built around Marcel Reed is really impressive. It's because he went and said, I'm not going to make Marcel Reed fit into something that I want to do, or I'm just going to help find players that complement him. And then I'm going to call an offense that complements what he does best and hides what he does worst.
That's called coaching, is what that is.
Yes, it's called good, competent coaching. And that is exactly what LSU or what Texas A&M has had in the Mike Elko era. Go to Gametime, download the Gametime app, redeem the code STAPLES. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, of course. We are about to pick the UCLA at Indiana game. I'm looking at Indiana tickets right now on Gametime. It's like $150 for pretty good seats. That's one, it's a good deal to see one of college football's best teams. But two, Ari, how long do you think it's been since a ticket was in that much demand in Indiana? I'm sure this year and last year a little bit, but that's pretty unfamiliar territory that you got to pay triple digits for Indiana tickets. Meanwhile, you can also go to Texas A&M LSU. You can also get good seats at Tiger Stadium for about $150 on Gametime right now. That is an incredible deal because there's some LSU fans willing to sell their tickets right now because they are not happy. So go to Gametime, download the app, redeem the code STAPLES for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, of course. Swipe, tap, ticket, go with Gametime. LSU, on the other hand, well, they had a Heisman Trophy winner who had to play opposite the worst defense of all time. They had a better defense this year that is hamstrung by an offense that struggles to block and struggles to run the ball. Like it's they could never. You've seen the movie Friday, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So when Craig starts to pour the cereal and realize he doesn't have milk, and Smokey's like, "You always got one thing, but not the other."
Yeah.
Ham, no burger. Like that's LSU. Cereal, no milk. Ham, no burger. That's LSU.
I wonder if Miami fans feel that way this year too.
No, because I think they have a defense and the offense, well, it had a bad game. So we'll have to watch more of Miami. But the question is,
cool yeah.
But you know what LSU fans are saying, to continue my Friday analogy? LSU fans are saying to Brian Kelly, put some water on that damn shit. That's what they're saying.
Who's got one thing without the other? Yeah, A&M by more than 2.5 on the road. Also, if you're a battered Aggie, I know this is probably not what you want to see. A&M laying points on the road in Death Valley after LSU is coming off of a loss. Like your alarm bells are probably going off. A&M could lose this game and be completely fine. Like if you look at their remaining schedule, like the three toughest games that they were going to play this year: Notre Dame, LSU, and Texas. Those are the three. If you're in August and you're looking at those games, those are the games you point out. Now, obviously, Mizzou on the road isn't going to be an easy environment, easy game at all. But if they go 1-1 in their next two games,
they're fine.
They're fine. And if they lose to Texas, they still might be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, Notre Dame should be rooting like hell. Rooting like hell for A&M to keep winning. Because you do not want to be compared at the end of the year to a 10-2 team with a head-to-head win that played in the SEC. And I'm saying this. Notre Dame.
Oh, Miami and Texas A&M are buffered. Like the more Notre Dame wins, the more it protects Miami and Texas A&M.
And those two teams, funny enough, depending on how you feel about the way the SEC pans out, might be ranked number 9 and number 10 at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to talk about the lock to get in, they still probably
Notre Dame
will.
is the boundary that keeps them. Like Notre Dame's the force field keeping them up.
There's a force field there. Then
We'll see.
Oregon's going to get into the playoff without making it in the Big Ten title game too. You got a lot of teams who are going to be making it to the playoff without playing in their championship game.
True.
And if the committee acts the way they did last year and rewards teams who lost their conference championship game, then there might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams that are more likely to get in than you.
Mm-hmm.
I would be shitting my pants if I were Notre Dame right now.
Well, we'll let them worry about that.
Yeah.
They just beat USC. They're happy.
They're happy.
I have to announce a pick for this game. I've yet to announce a pick, though. If you've been listening the entire time, I think you know where I'm going with this. I will take Texas A&M to cover the 2.5.